there, welcome to my channel, Cutie and Cosplay. To start off today's video, I just wanted to start with a little humble thank you to anyone that's watched any of my videos, anyone that's liked, anyone that's commented, anyone that's responded to my comments on other videos. I'm just so excited to feel like I'm starting to be a part of this community, and it's a really nice feeling. I feel very humbled and grateful, and I'm excited to see where this channel could go. So thank you so much for just watching. Just makes my day. Thank you so much. Today's video is going to be all about my console collection. I'm really excited for this one and to show you guys what I've got, because I think there's some that might surprise some of you. I have a collection that kind of goes way back, considering. So I'm really excited. Let's get into it. Oh, and also, I'm going to be looking at my notes again, but also I'm going to have to go and get these consoles sometime, so expect a good amount of cuts in this video. You've been warned. Okay, so to start off, I want to talk a little bit about how I got all these consoles, especially considering how old some of them are. I kind of want to give some background to why I have these in the first place. So, my dad actually grew up a gamer. He played a bunch of PC and Atari games, like back when it was like really kind of strange to be into this kind of stuff, and people, like, it was new, and people just kind of looked at you funny for being into computers or whatever, consoles. But anyway, my dad really liked that stuff. I remember he'd tell me about how he played Halo, and I thought it was super cool, like, oh, my dad's a gamer. But yeah, he ended up buying most of these systems as like birthday, Christmas, whatever presents for me and my siblings, and that's kind of where this collection mostly came from. So I'm going to be starting off, I think I want to do this in terms of the oldest consoles I own to the most current, and I'm going to be starting off with the older generation of consoles. So the first console that I'm going to be talking about today is the Sega Master System. This was Sega's first console in the West, and it had better graphics than Nintendo, but in my opinion, I don't think the games were quite as good. But, I mean, it's a pretty neat looking console, so I like it. My next console is going to be the Nintendo Entertainment System, or NES. I feel like this console is the one that exposed a lot of people to awesome game franchises like Zelda, Mega Man, Double Dragon, Metroid, Castlevania, and Mario. It's a great system, but I find it a little difficult to enjoy most of the games nowadays. I just think that 8-bit graphics aren't really for me, but I think there are still a few games that look pretty good, like Mario 3. So yeah, NES. My next console that I'm going to be talking about is the Sega Genesis. This one is actually the Model 2, and I think that this console just has a lot of great games that are actually still pretty amazing today, like Streets of Rage 2, kind of all the Sonic games, Comic Zone, Splatterhouse 2, Golden Axe, Batman and Robin, just like a bunch of great ones with fantastic music. For the Sega Genesis, I also have the 32X attachment and the Sega CD, so I'm gonna grab them. They're kind of heavy, so just give me a minute. We got the 32X here, and right here we have the Sega CD. So yeah, I've got these two attachments. I'm gonna put them down. And so I think that these two attachments, I think that there's some good games on these things, but the bad games definitely outweigh the amount of good games. Still, I do wonder how a Streets of Rage or Golden Axe would have looked like on one of these. It would have been cool if they'd taken advantage of the extra graphics power and music capabilities. And also, Doom has a funny port on the 32X, which, I mean, Meatball deserved better, let's be honest. Alright, my next console is the Super Nintendo Entertainment System, or SNES, or SNES, whatever you want to call him. He's got a bunch of little names. So I think that the SNES had some of the best looking 16-bit graphics, and it had some really fun games like Mega Man X, that whole series, 2 Battletoads games, Donkey Kong Country series. You can't really go wrong with a lot of these titles on this system, so yeah, I had a lot of fun with this one. My next console is the PS1. I'll be honest, the graphics have not aged very well at all, but it still has some great game series on it. Like, I love Metal Gear Solid, Crash, Spyro, Final Fantasy, Resident Evil. It has the best Mega Man game, X4. There's just lots of great games that I hope to see get remasters one day, like the way that Crash and Spyro got remastered. I would love more from that. I think that'd be really cool. Okay, so at this point, I don't want the video to get too long. I still have a good amount of consoles to get through, and also I have excluded some to make this a shorter video, so at this point I'm going to speed things up a little bit and talk less about what I thought about games on the series or my past with it, and it's just going to be a little quicker, so get ready for more rapid fire console showing. So I've got the Nintendo 64. I loved Conquer and Smash 64 on here, and I just really loved, I'm a sucker for anything that has like a variety of colors, so cool console for me. My next console that I'm going to be talking about is I'm not talking about it, I lied. My next console is the Sega Saturn Model 1. I think that this is kind of an underrated console. It had a lot of hard to find games, and there were a lot of Japanese exclusives. I just think he was a neat little guy. Little Sega Saturn. Now right here, we've got the PS2 Slim. Very slim. Very small. Cute. Next up is the Nintendo GameCube. I have 2 other colors, but I can't find them right now. So you get purple. That's what you get. And I think this was just a fun little 4-player system. I had a lot of good times with this one. My next console is the original Xbox. I miss the way Microsoft used to be. They had a lot of unique games on this console. It's just good times. My next console is the Dreamcast. I'd like to do a separate video for this one because I think this might be the console that I have the most games for. I just really love the Dreamcast. Next up, I've got the PlayStation 3 Slim version and the Super Slim version. I also had an original, but he died. Rest in peace, PlayStation 3 original. My next console is the Nintendo Wii. I had a lot of fun playing this one. I really liked the motion controls. It was really, it was a pretty unique way to play games at the time, and I remember too, I would have like some of my older siblings that I've talked about kind of moved away, and they obviously didn't take these consoles with them. They passed them on to me because they kind of stopped gaming. But I remember that the Wii was the best console to anybody who doesn't care about games. You could get them to play games with you on the Wii. People were more interested in it, and I kind of miss those days where you could get somebody in your family or a friend that doesn't really play games. You could get them to play the Wii. That was fun. I feel like I don't really have a great, I guess the Switch, but I don't know, it just doesn't compare. Those were good days. My next console is the Xbox 360. This is actually probably my 3rd or 4th Xbox 360 because a lot of them decided they wanted to red ring and die. So not great. It wasn't great growing up when your console would die on you. I think this console has a lot of great games, and I think some of the games on here play better than the ones on PS3, and yeah, just a cool one overall. Probably a title that sticks out the most for me too is Viva Pinata. I just remember the inner peace I felt while playing that game. It's very nice. And I also have the slim Xbox 360 too, but can't find him. Up next, I got the Nintendo Wii U. I think that the Wii U had some really fun exclusives that have been ported to Switch, and I really liked having a screen on the controller. I thought that that was really interesting. I think it made co-op games better on this console. Like, for example, Call of Duty, the second player could play on the screen instead of playing split screen, and that was cool. That was unique at the time, I thought. But I don't think we got enough of those types of experiences to show that the Wii U was capable of really awesome co-op. I think they could have pioneered some really cool co-op experiences. Also, it did 5-player games with Smash, going up to 8 locally, and I just don't really know why we got stuck at 4-player games for so long as the max. I think I just like having more people. The option for more people. My next console is the PlayStation 4 Original. I never did end up getting a PlayStation 4 Pro, but I was eyeing them. I was looking at that Spider-Man one at one point, and if I could have gotten my hands on a Kingdom Hearts one, that would have been really cool. Next, I've got the Xbox One. I was never really interested in the Xbox One X, but did get an Xbox One. So my last consoles here are going to be current gen, and I've got all of them. So I've got right here the Xbox Series S. I liked this little dude. I think he was cute and small. He fit pretty well into your space. Yeah. And then I've got the PlayStation 5 here. At some point I'd like to do a PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 5 game collection, so look forward to that. And then for my last console, and probably my favorite this generation, I've got the Switch. So my first Switch was actually probably the original one, but it was kind of more like a family Switch, you know, everybody used it. And then the Super Smash Bros. One came out, and I was excited. I wanted the Ultimate Edition Switch, so I ended up getting this one. And yeah, this one was basically like solely my first Switch. And then I ended up getting the New Horizons one. I think I missed when they first were selling this, and it sold out, and I was really sad. And then I think they quietly dropped more sales of this, and that's what I got, was the quiet ones, not the announced drop, but got in there sneaky to pick this one up. But yeah, I wanted this Switch because I really enjoyed the colors, I liked how it looked, and I do have a deep love for Animal Crossing, so I was really excited to get an Animal Crossing Switch. So that's my console collection, not the entirety of it, but the majority. If you stayed this long, thank you for checking out this video. Feel free to put any comments. I'd love to hear like what consoles you have. What are your favorite consoles? What's the oldest console you got? Things like that. I'd be really interested to hear. And yeah, just let me know your thoughts. Anything. I read all the comments, and I love them all. So thank you so much. Yeah, I'll see you in the next video.